Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 670th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see this is fought on a custom map, and this is a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is IOW Skippy. Now Skippy has got 10 infantry, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. And he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So he's got some quite serious cavalry there. I think that's quite a balanced 31k Roman army. Interesting to see how well he does with it during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2. Now Man 2 has got 14 Sacred Band and 6 Long Shield Light Cavalry. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his Sacred Band. And he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. We know the Sacred Band infantry is really good, but you put 2 experience stripes on them, and that makes them kind of really good infantry there. And a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's just got gold shield, gold attack on his long shield cavalry. Those of you that might not have seen his cavalry before, there's a close-up of it. Fast moving, very good for taking out archers and things like that. So I think that's a pretty effective Carthage army there. I think that's a tried and tested Carthage army of Man 2s. Our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who has also got the Carthage faction. Now I've got 15 Sacred Band, 3 cavalry and 2 slingers. Okay, 15 Sacred Band, 3 cavalry, 2 slingers. Quick look at the upgrades. You'll see that I've got mixed upgrades within my infantry. Some of my infantry have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Others have just got 7 on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And I distribute them through the battle formation there. And as you notice here, my cavalry has only got gold attack. Okay, because this cavalry is not built to take units on head on. These units, 3 cavalry units, are there to take out enemy archers or get in behind tired, engaged enemy troops to charge into the rear of them. So as I say, they're not upgraded to take on units head on. As I say, very unusual to have 2 Carthage armies in one team. Okay, very, very unusual, and it'll be interesting to see how well we do against a really good enemy team there. Okay, and our last teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now Pompey has got 12 infantry, 4 archers and 4 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry, 4 archers, 4 cavalry. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. He usually brings serious cavalry, and there you are. He's got mixed upgrades there. Some of his cavalry units are fully upgraded, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Other cavalry units have just got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. But he's got very serious cavalry there. So there's our team. But you wait till you see the other team. This got the potential to be an absolute classic. Okay, at this stage of the battle, if we have a look at IOW Skippy's Roman battle formation there, is there anything missing that you can see? Newer players to Rome Total War, can you see anything missing from that battle formation that should be there maybe? Okay, can you see no pilot shield units? Okay, no pilot shield units in front of his main battle formation. Okay, so that's very unusual. And when I say about pilot shield units, as you know, if we have a look at Pompey's battle formation here, you'll see that he's got 2 units. Okay, in open order in front of his main battle formation there. Now remember, units in open order suffer a lot less casualties from missiles than units in close tight formation there. Okay, so as you see, Pompey's got 2 pilot shield units in front of his main battle formation, but as I say, you can see that Skippy has got no pilot shield units in front of his battle formation. Now there might be a reason for that. We'll have a look at that as the battle unfolds. And just have a look at Man 2's old-fashioned kind of battle formation there. You know, he doesn't use it like a lot of people do, where they spread their units out to make them flexibility. You know, most of the flexibility there. And there's my old block formation of Carthage Sacred Band units there. Very, very old formation. Be interesting to see how well it does on the modern-day battlefield. And here is the other team. We have the host of this battle, Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto's got 12 Spartans and 8 Cretan archers. Okay, now we're going to come back and have a look at Crypto's battle formation and battle tactics a bit later on. But as I say, you can see he's really spread those Spartans out. But we'll have a look at his army and tactics a bit later on. Okay, the next teammate is Brotherhood member Earth. Now Earth has got 10 pikes, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, so we've got 10 royal pikemen there. Quick look at the upgrades. And you'll see he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, and just look at the length of those pikes there. You can see our men have got to fight all the way down those pikes to kill the man on the other end. I always look at those long pikes there and think how difficult that's going to be. Okay, and if you notice here, can you see how he's spread his formation out? He's using his pikemen there in the new style of use of them. And if you notice there, he's just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. Okay, so I think that's a tried and tested Earth Macedonian army. Should be interesting to see how well he does with it. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman has got 11 infantry, 3 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, but if we have a look at the upgrades on his infantry, you'll see his forward units have just got gold shield, gold attack on. And then as you go back in his battle formation, you'll see that he's got 7 upgrades on his other infantry units there, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And behind them, he's got an eagle unit there to give them a command unit morale bonus there as well. Okay, so that's a pretty good solid army there, infantry army. Quick look at his cavalry, and he's just got 7 upgrades on his cavalry there, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So I think that's a pretty good balanced Roman army there. Now the last teammate is Brotherhood member Mad King. Now Mad King has got the bog standard new 31k Roman army of 8 infantry, 6 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, remember this is the new bog standard 31k Roman army that everybody seems to be bringing here. And quick look at his cavalry, and of course it's maximum upgraded. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. Okay, so maybe you remember that takes them out of kind of epic cavalry into super cavalry there with those fully upgraded upgrades on them there. So there's the enemy team, and quite interesting to see. Now you can see here, I just wanted to show you, remember we looked at IOW skip his infantry formation there and wondered why he didn't have pilot shield units in front of his main battle formation, and we wondered there must be a reason for that. And of course he's facing a pike and spear faction there, so he doesn't need a pilot shield unit in front of his battle formation. Okay, so just thought we'd have a look at that for you. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at Crypto's battle formation and his battle tactics as well. See how he stretches that Spartan line out there, making the most of the flexibility of the Spartans. Plus, that's a massive defensive line there as well, that you know, people might try and fight through. Now, what question for you here? You can see he's got 8 archers as well. If you were fighting the Spartans, which faction would you bring? Would you bring Rome? Would you maybe bring Macedon, or would you maybe bring Carthage? Well, just to say that if you bought Carthage, of course, they haven't got any decent archers. So what would happen is that the Cretan archers, the 8 Cretan archers that Crypto very often keeps in tight, close formation, would decimate your sacred band spearmen before they even got into contact with the Spartans. Now you might think, right, okay, well if I bought Carthage, what I would do is keep my sacred band spearmen out of range of the archers. But Crypto's already thought of that, because what he would do then is attack your Roman allies with his Greek city troops. Okay, and then when your Roman ally who's being attacked starts losing units, he's going to shout out to you, the Carthage general, to run forward to help him. You run forward with your Carthaginians, and make no mistake, as soon as you get close to the Spartans, Crypto will pull his Spartans back. Okay, and all the time your units are being decimated by these 8 Cretan archers. And of course, as you turn to try and run to get out of range, you show your back to those Cretan archers, the weakest part of the units, so you suffer even more casualties. Okay, this is a good battle tactic by Crypto, and then he'll do it again and again until your units have been so depleted by his archers that he then will attack you with his Spartans and take your sacred band spearmen out. Okay, so what I would suggest is if ever you bring Carthage against Greek cities, make sure your allies bring good archers to neutralize those archers. Yes, you can bring slingers, but the slingers are such short ranged that they can be killed off quite quickly before they can get into range of the Cretan archers here. So as I say, if you're going to bring Carthage against Greek cities, make sure your allies have got good archers to neutralize the Cretan archers that would absolutely decimate your sacred band spearmen. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, once again you'll see Crypto running his archers forward here. As I say, archers are extremely important to his battle tactics. And as you can see here, running those Cretan archers forward there to try and take out Scipio's archers there. Being Carthage, I'm really glad that Scipio's bought those archers that we talked about earlier there to help try and neutralise or weaken those Cretan archers of Crypto, because as I say, they could be devastating. Here you can see Mantu's got his fast moving cavalry there. He may well think about attacking those Cretan archers there. If you notice here at the moment, can you see that Crypto is keeping 4 archers back in reserve? Can you see that? So he's moved 4 archers forward there to try and counter Scipio's archers, but he's keeping 4 archers in reserve at the moment. He may well change that tactic in a minute, but if you notice there, he's moving his Spartan units forward as well. Okay, and now you can see that he's actually moving his other Cretan archers forward as well there. Right, here's a nice fast moving cavalry unit here. But I'm not sure if Mantu's going to be able to charge that into those units, because those Spartans are so close behind them there. So I see Mantu's thinking there, fast moving cavalry unit into those archers would have been a great move, but those Spartans were too close, and I think he did a good move there in not going in with that cavalry charge. Here you can see he's suffering a lot of archer damage there. Now at the end here, he may well decide to charge into those archers, but my guess is that with the battle damage that he's suffered, his morale will be very low, and if he does charge in there, I'm not sure how long that cavalry unit will last before it routs. Okay, good thinking though, charging the fast moving cavalry unit in and bang as it charges in there. But as I say, they were almost routed on impact there because of the battle damage that it had taken, and of course its morale would have been weakened there. But as I say, he disrupted the archers there. You can see that Earth has got his cavalry there in behind Crypto to help protect his archers. But as I say, I think Scipio's archers are doing a good job at weakening those Cretan archers. So being Carthage, I'm very pleased about that, and I think Mantu would be pleased about that as well. Okay, but as I say, that's 8 Cretan archers against Scipio's 4. So as I say, the odds aren't very good against Scipio's archers, but at least he would have weakened those Cretan archers there as well. And I'm sure both Mantu and myself will be glad about that, because we've seen what Crypto can do with his Cretan archers against Carthage in the past. He really decimates the sacred band spearmen and with those Cretan archers there. As I say, it's got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, as we saw earlier, I've got 2 slingers on my army, and I've brought those 2 forward here to help trying to weaken the Cretan archers there along with Scipio's archers. As you can see here, it's kind of like they rev up those slings before they shoot that slingshot. And they can be quite effective. As I say, they're extremely short range, and all the Cretan archers got to do is pull back out of range where they can, the Cretan archers can easily shoot my slingers to pieces there. And as I say, you can see Crypto moving his Spartans forward there to give cover from any cavalry attack on his Cretan archers. There you can see him moving a couple of his Spartans towards my slinger units there. Best thing for me to do is pull back. You'll notice here that I've got my Carthage army there ready to move in to the battle on this particular flank here. Okay, so as I say, as those 2 Spartan units move forward there, of course I'm going to move my slingers back, and straight away then they are out of range of his Cretan archers, but his Cretan archers can easily shoot my slingers there. So that's a good move there by Crypto. Okay, if we look on to the other flank here, I just want to show you a good tactical move by Mad King. Can you see that Mad King is putting 2 archers on this flank to shoot into the flank of Pompey's infantry if he moves forward any further? And if you notice on the other flank, Mad King's got a couple of archers there he's putting in position to once again shoot into the flank of Pompey's infantry if he moves forward. So nice positioning of archers there. As I say, recently in the last year or so, I've noticed that archers have become more and more prevalent on the 31k battlefield, where at one stage you just didn't see an archer unit on the 31k battlefield. So they really are coming back into their own now. And here, as I say, you can see the Cretan archers of Crypto there. It looks like he's moving them back a little bit, but they are still quite a potent force. If you notice here, I've been moving my slingers forward a little bit now, trying to get in range of the Cretan archers. But as I say, the slingers can be quite effective, but they're such short range units that very often they're shot to pieces before they can even get into range of any decent archers there. So there you can see Man 2 moving his Carthage army forward there. As I say, this should be quite an interesting battle to watch with two Carthage armies on one team. There you are, you can see Skippy moving it forward there. But if you notice, remember, Skippy hasn't got a pilot shield unit. He hasn't got any pilot shield units in front of his main battle formation, and yet he's moving towards the enemy Scipii Roman army there. Okay, here, as I say, you can see me moving my Carthage Sacred Band army forward on this particular flank. And it wouldn't surprise me if these two Spartan units nearest to me started to fall back to the main Spartan army there, which is exactly what they're doing. But as I say, I'm trying to use those slingers as effectively as I can against those Cretan archers, because as we talked about earlier, those Cretan archers can cause big casualties to Carthage Sacred Band units. And there you can see Man 2 bringing his fast moving cavalry units over here. Very useful for taking out archer units there. And that's where he may well aim for, these Cretan archers here. But they are a bit close to those Spartans, and of course Earth's got his cavalry in behind the Spartans there. But as I say, Man 2 may well be thinking about running some of his fast moving cavalry over towards those archers there. If you notice here, he seems to be moving away from them, and looks like he's moving over to the right here, but that could well be a ploy, and then all of a sudden he could just turn and go for those archers, which is what he's doing. That was a good ploy there. Looks like he was moving over to the right, and then bang, straight into those Cretan archers there with his fast moving cavalry. Nice move there by Man 2. Very, very nice. Very annoying, I would think, to the enemy team, especially to Crypto, the Spartan general there. I think that was very, very annoying there, but nice move there by Man 2. Needs to pull his cavalry out now with those Spartans getting a bit close to him. But yeah, that was well worth that attack there. Took out a lot of Cretan archers there. Nice move there by Man 2. Nice ploy, looking like he's moving over to the right, and then change direction and bang into those archers. Very good move there. As you can see here, I'm moving my Carthage army nearer to Man 2's army there, because I think the team's going to have a bit of a battle plan in a minute. Right here you can see Earth's cavalry there charging at my two slinger units that are very exposed there on our right flank. Okay, you can see I'm bringing my Sacred Band cavalry over there. But remember, that Sacred Band cavalry has only got gold attack on. It's not really upgraded to fight good cavalry. And remember that companion cavalry, there's 6 units of them against 3 of my Sacred Band units. And those companion cavalry units have got 6 upgrades on gold shield, gold attack. And it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to attack now with the help of those 2 Spartan units there against my cavalry. Okay, so watch out for that. There you can see my old block formation Carthage army there. Now we could, I think the battle plan here is that myself and Man 2 are going to attack in this particular area there. Okay, but when we're actually going to attack, we just have to wait and see. We've got to try and get the timing right there. Okay, but just give you a heads up, that's what we're thinking there. Now, over on the other flank here, you'll see IOW Skippy doing extremely well here in helping Pompey take out those archers. Now, there's enemy cavalry there, Barclayman's cavalry there, and there's enemy Mad King's cavalry over there. But in between that, he may well try and take these archers out with his cavalry. So that's a nice move there by IOW Skippy there. Notice how he's got his cavalry in normal formation, not wedge formation there, because of course your cavalry move faster in normal formation than in wedge. Okay, but meanwhile over here on our right flank, I wanted to show you this here. You can see that companion cavalry and those 2 Spartan units moving towards my Carthage cavalry there, my Sacred Band cavalry. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to throw them in there just to attack and be a nuisance to those companion cavalry. Okay, right, pause again for a second here. But those 2 Spartan units coming in on me there. Okay, plus those 6 companion cavalry units. I don't really want much truck with either of those forces there. So what I'm thinking of trying to do is squeeze between the 2 of them and take out the rest of Crypto's archers. That is something that I'd really like to do there. Okay, so let's see if I can do that. I'm going to try and get in between the Spartans and those companion cavalry there, which I'm trying to do there. Can you see? Moving away from them there. And now hopefully changing trajectory towards the archers. There you go. Going to try and take out the rest of these Cretan archers of Crypto. This will really annoy Crypto because it's taken away a very powerful force from his battle plans here. Okay, his battle tactics really do depend a lot on his archers weakening enemy troops. So just finishing off the rest of these Cretan archers, that I'm sure will be very, very annoying to Crypto. But very good for us. And as I say there, you can see really trying to finish them off. That companion cavalry is coming in behind me, but I think it's worth trying to take those archers out there. Now I just need to get my cavalry away from those companion cavalry as fast as I can. Okay, before that companion cavalry hits me. But here, as I say, now do you remember we looked at Skippy? He hasn't got Piler shield units in front of his main battle formation there. And the reason he didn't do that is because he was facing Macedon and Greek cities. Do you remember at the beginning of the battle? But now he's taking his troops up to face the Scipii units there, and look at the damage. See, in a close tight formation, look, he's reduced from 82 men down to 35. That's just Piler damage there, look, because he hasn't got Piler shield units in front of his main battle formation. Your troops will suffer massive Piler damage in close tight formation without Piler shield units in front. So he has lost a lot of troops there from the Piler hits there. Okay, now here you can see I'm moving my Sacred Band army forward here towards that group of enemy troops there. Okay, so you can see there moving forward there. And what I'm looking to do is to charge in to these troops, the enemy troops in front of me, as fast as I can, so that you can see they're making contact with them as fast as I can, charging straight in there. Okay, now this is where we're going to try and take out as many enemy troops as we can here. Okay, Mantu and myself here, I think we've been asked by the team to attack here, and you notice here Mantu's army is moving over, and you can see here now that my troops are moving forward very aggressively into this group of enemy troops. Okay, there you can see that, and here's a good bit of support here by IOW Skippy here, getting in behind my troops there to stop those troops being flanked. As I say, you can see Mantu here moving his Carthage Sacred Band forward as well. Okay, so you can see my troops really pushing in to the enemy formation there, and here comes Mantu's troops as well. Okay, so we got both our Carthage armies engaged at this particular part of the battlefield here. Okay, so you can see them really moving in there. Now, ideally, what we would like to do here is take out all the Macedonian pikes. Okay, that's what we'd like to do here. Take out the Macedonian pikes because they're a little bit awkward for our Roman allies there. So if we can take out the Macedonian pikes, that would be great. If we can weaken Barclayman's army, that would be good as well, because don't forget, a lot of Barclayman's army's got an experienced stripe gold shield gold attack on. So if we can weaken his army, that would be great as well. So the main thing is take out the Macedon pike, and if the Greek cities want to join in as well, we try and weaken their army that army as well. Okay, so that's the main plan is to try and take out all those Macedon pikemen and try and weaken Barclayman's army and the Greek cities if they get involved. Okay, so you can see both Mantu's and my Carthage Sacred Band really pushing in to the enemy troops there. Okay, really pushing in there. We've already started to rout some of their units there. And as I say, if you notice here, Skipper's Julio troops coming round the flank and round behind us as well as we're pushing in. And let's just pause the game for a second there. So here you can see a lot of enemy units, both Macedon and Scipii here, have been routed already from our aggressive Carthage attack here at this particular position. Now over here you'll see Crypto. Looks like he's going to bring his Spartans over there and try and hit our flank or maybe our rear there with his Spartan army. Okay, so they look quite dangerous there. And as I say, here you can see that Crypto is attacking some of Scipi's Julii troops there. Okay, but as I say, the main thing is that both our Carthage armies are really pushing in here. And as I say, we're trying to encourage the rest of those Macedonian pike units to come over here as well. Whereas, as I say, the main aim here is to try and take out those Macedonian pikemen, weaken Barclayman's army, and if the Greek cities get involved, try and weaken them as well. But as I say, here you can see Scipi fighting those couple of Spartan units there. There's a Spartan unit just been routed there. Nice hit there by Scipi. But you can see a couple of enemy Scipii troops units there going into the rear of Scipi's Julii infantry there. See those two units there? Now that was nearly a sandwich attack there, if you notice there, between the Greek cities, the enemy Greek cities and the enemy Scipii troops there. Okay, they were trying to sandwich those units of Scipi, but he saw that coming and he's moved his units out. So that's a good tactical move there by Scipi to escape that vice type attack there from Scipii and Greek cities there. Nice move there by Scipi, and he's got his cavalry out there as well, ready to move in to help here. So he's trying to cover our flank there as we're moving forward into the enemy troops. Here you can see the Greek cities attacking there, but you can see that Mantu's got a couple of his Carthage units out there ready to kind of neutralise them. Plus he's got his general out the back there that he's trying to neutralise those units as well. So we're trying to stop the Spartans coming in behind us, but all I'm doing, to be honest with you, with my sacred band is just pressing forward all the time, trying to take out and damage as many units as I can with my sacred band. And as I say, you can see Mantu in there as well, moving his sacred band forward, trying to take out as many enemy units as we can. Right, can you see here Crypto moving those couple of Spartan units towards our allies' cavalry there? But as I say here, we're really moving forward there, and that's, as I say, good blocking there by Mantu, blocking those Spartan units coming in behind us. So that's a good tactic there by Mantu, good blocking tactic there. Okay, but as I say here, I'm just moving my sacred band army forward more and more into those Macedonian pikes and those enemy Scipii troops there. You can see a Spartan unit is coming behind us there. But as I say here, I'm just pushing forward there with my sacred band. As I say, we want to try and take out all those Macedon pikemen there if we can. You see our Carthage sacred band really pushing into them there, but you can see there's a couple of Spartan units, as I say, in behind us there, but Mantu's done extremely well there in blocking those Spartans, hitting the rear of our engaged troops there. So really well done to Mantu there, doing a great job blocking those Spartans coming in behind us as we keep moving forward with the bulk of our sacred band spearmen. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Here you got a couple of Barclayman's infantry going into the rear of Mantu's units there that are engaging those Spartans there. But as I say, Mantu's doing a great job at kind of neutralising those Spartan units that are trying to come in behind us there. Really doing a good job of blocking them and neutralising them there. You've got Earth's cavalry there, may well looking to charge in somewhere along the battle line. And as I say, you've got our Julii ally there, and a couple of units of Pompus moving over here as well. But our Carthage army is starting to look a little bit isolated there. Can you see that Mantu's and my Carthage army just starting to look a little bit isolated from our allies there? Okay, as I say, we're still pushing forward, still trying to take out those Macedon pike units there. Both Mantu and myself. Pause the game for a second here, and you'll see here that can you see that Crypto's now probably going to use those Spartans as a blocking force there, okay, to try and stop any reinforcements from our team coming in to help us there. That's what I think Crypto's going to do with his Spartans there, put a Spartan wall up there just to stop any reinforcements getting in. As I say, we're routing other Greek city units here as well. So as I say, we're trying to weaken the Spartan army as well as weaken Barclayman's army and try and take out all those Macedon pikemen if we can. Okay, you'll see my units really moving forward into those Macedonian units with Mantu's units as well. We're both really pushing in there with our units there. Unusual to see two Carthage armies integrated fighting together here on the 31k battlefield. Very rare to see this. But as I say there, and of course Earth's Macedonian pikemen there are up against, as I said, two Carthage armies there. So it's going to be difficult, I think, for those Macedonian pikemen there. But don't forget, our troops are probably going to be tired now. We've been fighting for a long time. Right, let's just pause again for a second here. What I'd like to draw your attention to here is all this enemy cavalry. Well upgraded enemy cavalry there that could well look to smash into the flank of our engaged Sacred Band infantry and could well take us out there. Okay, here, as I say, you can see Spartan units trying to push in there, but we've got some Carthage units at the rear holding them there, blocking them from getting into the rear of our engaged troops. Okay, and as I say, here you can see Skippy doing extremely well with his Julii troops there, and you've got some of Pompey's units coming across. Good news for us, that Crypto's general has been routed, so that's good news for us. That's morale bonus, less morale bonus there for the enemy team. And as I say here, you can see us pushing forward. We've routed most of the Macedonian pike units. I think that's the Greek city's general's just actually been killed there, but look at this Macedonian cavalry here. Okay, I think Earth is looking to smash cavalry. Remember, those companion cavalry have got a big charge bonus here, and he's looking to smash into our Carthage Sacred Band units. But I spotted that cavalry coming, and if you've noticed here, I've turned some of my spear units to face the threat of that cavalry coming in. Can you see some of our units are still facing forward against those Macedonian pikes, but you can see I've turned several of my units here to the right here, ready to receive this cavalry charge, and bang! As that Macedonian cavalry smashes in to our Sacred Band spearmen. But can you see my spear units? As I say, I've turned them to the right now, and we're starting to make inroads into the Macedonian ranks there, cavalry there. You can see their general's been killed, and we've routed a heck of a lot of their Macedonian companion cavalry there. Okay, so I think what Earth was hoping for there, he thought the shock of that cavalry smashing into the side of our tired troops would cause a mass rout. But because we spotted that cavalry coming in, we were able to turn units to neutralise the threat of that cavalry impact there. So very pleased with that. Here you can see the enemy Scipii cavalry there going for Skippy's general there. Can you see how that Scipii cavalry and infantry are really closing in? They want to take out Skippy's general there, and there you go, they've just done that, routed the general. So Skippy's now lost his general morale bonus. Okay, but as I say, just look at our Carthage army now, very, very isolated from our allies. Can you see there? There's our Carthage, and there's our allies at the back there. I don't know whether our allies are deliberately keeping back to rest their troops there, because I think, to be honest, our troops here are pretty spent. Okay, there's one Macedonian pike unit left. If we can take that out, that'd be great. But I think both Mantu's and my troops at this stage are pretty well spent, very battle damaged. Maybe we still got a bit of power left in there, but we are very battle damaged there, and that's why our allies are maybe pulling back to rest and reorganise there. As I say, if we can just rout this last Macedon pike unit, that would be really good news for us, because that was one of our first aims there, and we've done it. Okay, so good news for us, we've taken out all the Macedonian pikemen. Now remember, those pikemen, those Macedonian pikemen had 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So we've routed all 10 of those Macedonian pike units there. So that's really good. Plus, I think we've weakened Barclayman's army, which is what we wanted to do as well. Remember, his infantry had an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on. Okay, so we've done very well there, but we are isolated from our allies. And if you notice here, Mad King is bringing his full, fresh units over here to throw pilers into us and probably attack us there in the flank. Plus, you've got all that enemy cavalry ready to charge into us as well. Okay, now if you notice here, can you see Crypto's just got 2 units left. So we've took out all the Macedon units, okay, all the Macedon pike units, 10 of them, plus we've weakened Crypto's army down to 2 very battle damaged units. So between us as a team, we've done really well here. But as I say, I think my Carthage army is pretty well spent. It's very tired, or tired there, very battle depleted here, and I think one hit by a big cavalry force would probably rout both Man-2s and my troops at this stage of the battle. Okay, you can still see we're still moving forward into that fresh Scipii infantry of Mad Kings there, still trying to do what we can. I think my general's just been routed there, and look at that cavalry in wedge formation ready to charge in. Now, if we can attract the enemy cavalry and some infantry units over onto us, then that's going to weaken their army elsewhere. And if you notice, our allies have noticed that straight away, and they're pulling over to that flank to attack the enemy on that flank. Okay, so our army here, as I say, is spent, battle depleted there, so we're going to attract a massive cavalry and infantry attack here, but that will weaken the enemy elsewhere, which our allies have spotted, and they will attack in the weak area of the enemy battle formation there. Right, here comes fresh, well upgraded cavalry of Mad Kings here. Get ready for this, and bang, as he smashes into our tired and very tired, spent Carthage armies there. Both Man-2s and my units there are completely routed there by that cavalry hit. And here you are, you can see Barclay Man coming in behind as well, and bang, as he smashes in there as well. So those two massive cavalry hits have just taken out all of Man-2's spearmen and all of my spearmen there. Just been taken out there by those two massive cavalry attacks. But as I say, we attracted all that attention over onto our spent, tired, battle depleted army. Well, that then weakened the other flank of the enemy troops there, and our allies spotted that, and that's where they've charged in. Okay, so that was a good move for us. We took one for the team there, but hopefully our allies will make the most of that by attacking, as I say, the weaker flank now, as we attracted all that infantry and cavalry over onto our Carthage army. So nice move there by Pompey and Scipio there, IOW Scipio there, made the most of that. But as I say now, I think my entire army has been taken out. I think that Man-2 has still got his cavalry units left there, and look at this Scipio cavalry, bang, charging into one of Pompey's infantry units there. Big impact there, trying to take that unit out. But amazingly enough, I think that unit still stood there. I don't know how many men are left in that unit. Let's have a look. One man there. So very brave man there. I thought that unit was going to be smashed and crashed by all that cavalry, but as I say, one man left in Pompey's unit there. So that's pretty good. But as I say here, you can see both teams have separated now. We've disengaged, if you like, where we reorganise and reform. Okay, let's pause again for a second here so you can see all the enemy team here. Now, if you look at Barclay Man's army here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units of infantry left. That's how we weakened him. And the Greek cities have just got 2 extremely battle damaged units left. So we've weakened Barclay Man's army, we've weakened the Greek cities army down to almost nothing there. And as I say, we've routed all the Macedonian pike units there, and I think there's just a few battle damaged companion cavalry left from Macedon. That's all that's left there. So there's the enemy team, and there's our team there, but make no mistake, we have suffered big casualties as well. So as I say, we both disengaged, both teams have disengaged now and are kind of reorganising and reforming there. But you'll see Pompey moving his green Brutii army. Now remember here, we are green Brutii, red Julii and Carthage. Okay, so we're red, green and Carthage. The enemy are blue, Macedon and Greek cities. Okay, so you can see just at one glance there, you can see the massive cavalry advantage that the enemy team have got there. And I remember Mad King's cavalry is really well upgraded, 8 upgrades, and I think that Barclay Man's cavalry has also got good upgrades on as well, so that could really make a difference there. But as I say, we did weaken a lot of their armies there in earlier encounters, so that could well help us here. Right, can you see Pompey charging his Brutii infantry and cavalry into that one enemy unit in Testudo? Get ready for this. Bang! As that cavalry smashes in there. It wouldn't surprise you if that unit routed. There you are, under the impact of that cavalry and infantry units hitting it as well. Okay, But now you can see a massive retaliation attack here by the enemy Scipii cavalry going into the Brutii infantry there, and bang! And bang! As they both charge in there. Now we're going to counter-attack with our cavalry as well. See the Brutii cavalry going in there, bang! And then the Julii cavalry, bang! As they charge in there as well. What a massive part of the battle here. This could be a decisive and pivotal part of the battle there. You will see that Mantu's charging his light cavalry in there as well. We're throwing everything in there that we can, all the cavalry units that we can there, but just look at that massive blue surge of infantry and cavalry there charging forward. You can see here both Pompey and Scipio throwing their infantry in there. Just to remind you once again, we are green and red, okay, and Carthage. So we're green, red, Carthage. The enemy are blue and Macedon and Greek cities, okay. But just look at that massive hit of cavalry charging in there. You can see we're counter-attacking with our cavalry. You can see more Scipii cavalry going into the fray there. And those battle-damaged companion cavalry of Macedon charging in there as well. One thing's for sure, this is going to be a very, very close battle here. I think a very close battle. But which way is it going to go? That blue surge seems to be winning to me. This enemy Scipii army there. But what I found surprising was, can you see that Scipio here is holding back his infantry units? Yes, they are battle damaged, but they could prove crucial, but he's holding them back. Must be a tactical reason that he's holding them back there, because at the moment poor old Pompey is taking the brunt there with his infantry and cavalry against those enemy Scipii troops there. So I suppose, as I say, you can see Scipio holding his infantry back. I suppose he's going to charge them in, maybe resting them there. As I say, I got one cavalry unit left there, one Sacred Band cavalry unit left. I wouldn't mind trying to take out that Scipio general if I could, but that could be a bit difficult to get to there. You can see that Scipii cavalry charging into the Brutii infantry yet again very aggressively. And you can see here, once again, I'm charging my cavalry unit, my last cavalry unit forward there. As I say, I wouldn't mind trying to take out that Scipii general, but that Scipii cavalry has charged into my last unit there, so that unit's going to rout pretty soon. And look at that Scipii cavalry charging in there, bang! Charging. We managed to take out the Scipii general there. I noticed that that general unit just got completely killed there, so that was good news for us. And as I say here, you can see a lot of the enemy troops now are starting to rout. You can see Scipio now, IOW Scipio has brought his infantry into the fray at this stage of the battle. And that's a great cavalry charge there by Pompey, just to finish off the last of those Scipio units on that particular side. And as I say, I think Barclay man still got a couple of cavalry units left and an infantry unit there, but looking at the numbers now, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. I lost my entire army, all my army's gone. I think Mantu still got a unit left there maybe, but all the rest of my army was taken out. So I think Pompey and Scipio worked really well together with the tactics that they used in this battle there. Great support as well. But you can see extremely battle damaged units that we've got left. But this is one of the biggest battlefields I think we've been in for a long time. Remember, all the way over here, this is where the archer battle was between Scipio's archers and the Cretan archers of Crypto. Okay, so you can see them as you move across the battlefield here. You can see the dead archers, and some of that fast moving cavalry of Mantus got taken out. As we move further up the battlefield here, we'll come up to the more intense part of the battlefield there. And here you can see by the piles of dead, this is one of the most intense parts of the battle there. Okay, you can just see that, as I say, just by the massive piles of dead there. And here's where we made our last stand, where our Carthage troops, Mantu and myself, made the last stand there. Remember that Scipii cavalry come smashing into us, but look at the casualties we caused those Scipii cavalry that finally smashed us there. But they didn't get away scot-free. Just look at the dead Scipii cavalry that we managed to kill before our units were routed. Plus, you can see Macedonian companion cavalry that we killed earlier there. So our Carthage armies, Man 2s and myself there, did really well. As I say, that massive cavalry hit that took us out, they did suffer a lot of casualties for that. And here as we move up the battlefield, you can see a lot of cavalry and infantry dead here as well, where you can see more intense fighting. As I say, this was a huge battlefield here. You've got intense parts of the battlefield there, but if you look around the rest of the battlefield, you can see where more dead are lying there. So as I say, it is, if you look at the entirety of the battlefield, it is massive. And just goes to show, as I say, it's one of the biggest battlefields I think we've fought in for a long time. There was stuff going on all over the battlefield there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game, guys. Everybody played really well there. Now, I'd have thought this was going to be a close victory, but as you could see there, it's an average victory. We must have just scraped into the average victory there. Highest kills in the game goes to that very old Carthage army of mine. I managed to kill 1,655, so I'm very pleased with that, as that old block formation of mine and the old army did well. So well done to Crypto. Got some good kills with Greek cities there, but we did neutralise his archers, which was a big thing for us, and probably a big thing for him losing his Cretan archers. Well done to Earth. Got some good kills with Macedon. Did really well there, so well done to him. Well done to Barclay Manor. Got some good kills as well. And well done to Mad King. Got the highest kills in his team there. So really well played, guys. Great battle there. Well done to Man 2. Did really well with his Sacred Band and his fast moving cavalry. Did really well with them. As I say, got some good kills with them, used his cavalry extremely well. I thought our Carthage armies played really well together. Well done to Pompey, got some really good kills there with his Brutia army, and well done to IOW Skippy. Good kills and great support all over the battlefield there. A really good team player there. So I thought it was a great battle, and very unusual to see two Carthage armies in the same team, especially as we integrated our army to attack the enemy team there. I hope that you found that quite interesting. If you enjoyed the battle, please give us a thumbs up. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.